The Ink and Paint Club podcast is intended for mature audiences. I know we're usually talking about kids' cartoons and stuff, but there's going to be naughty language. Anyway, listener discretion is advised.
You're listening to the Ink and Paint Club podcast, your weekly home for animation reviews and discussions.
Hey everybody, welcome to a brand new episode of the Ink and Paint Club podcast. I am your host JD, and with me is my best friend and co-host and Kyle. What else kind of adjectives do you want?
Enemy.
Frenemy? I will accept frenemy. Yes, Kyle is here. And this week we're doing something that Kyle suggested we do, which I'm always down for, and we're going to be talking about Aggretsuko. Am I pronouncing that right?
I think so.
Cool. So yeah, you've probably seen it going around the internet last couple years of this little red panda looking thing. It's made by the same people who made like Hello Kitty and that whole company. Where it's like, oh,
they even
what?
make a joke about that.
They sure do. But this character is all tiny and cute and stuff, but she also has a dark side where she like screams death metal and gets all demonic looking and stuff. So it started out as a bunch of shorts a year or two ago, but now they made it into a full-fledged Netflix series, full 10-episode Netflix series that just came out a couple weeks ago, and we're going to talk about it because Kyle was watching it and it's like, hey, this show's fun and you should watch it. And then I did, and I was like, you know what, you're right, it was a fun show.
Like literally an hour before recording this.
Yes. I've been meaning to watch this for a while. I just didn't get to it, and we're about to record this show, and it's like, oh shit. But fortunately, if you haven't watched it already, decide you want to marathon this show, it's literally 10-15 minute episodes, so it'll take you maybe like 2.5 hours to get through everything so far. So yeah, Kyle, why don't you tell us what this show is about?
It's about a cute office worker panda girl just living life. It's pretty much a slice of life, but more adult. Got a job, dealing with life situations and stuff, not wanting to be stuck in a dead-end job, having a crappy boss, and it's kind of all it is, really. Has two friends that she gets later on in the series that are more higher in a position. She looks up to them and they end up giving her advice and stuff, and then she's got two kind of crappy low-level friends. It just goes into wanting to quit your job and office romance and all this kind of stuff. It's really cute.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's a very cute show. I mean, obviously it's the Hello Kitty people, so I mean, obviously it's going to be really cute designs, really simple designs, which works well for it. It's done in Flash, but simple character designs kind of work for it. But yeah, like Kyle said, it's just a very simple people work in an office kind of slice of life kind of story, but there's a lot of different kind of plots that kind of weave through this 10 episode thing, which is kind of cool because when I first saw this, they were gonna make this into a Netflix show, and I'm like, how are they gonna make this into a narrative show? I figured it's like, oh, this is gonna be one of those things where it's like each episode is its own self-contained thing. Just gonna be some little story. It's not going to carry over to the next one, but no, this is pretty much a constantly flowing narrative that goes through the entire series.
Well, almost every character has like a little arc in it. It's like the Office Suck Up has like a little arc in it. So everybody kind of has their own episode in a sense.
Yeah. Yeah, because there's a lot of different characters in this that, you get to, learn all about their personality. Everyone gets their own little kind of moment to shine. Obviously, you've got Retsuko, who's the main character, and she's the little...
Red Panda?
Yeah, sorry. Blinked out there for a second. Yeah, she's got this boss who is a literal pig. So, I mean, the metaphor is not lost on anybody there. And also, she has another boss who I think is supposed to be like a manatee. But they're just constantly giving her,
Manatee.
What is her other boss supposed to be?
The one that gives her work?
The one who's always trying to open the jar.
I believe that's a kimono dragon.
Is that what she is? Okay. Well, yeah, she does have the snake tongue, so I guess I was kind of confused by that.
Okay.
All right, I don't know
where you got manatee from.
I don't know, man. She kind of has the weird like manatee mouth. Whatever. Anyway, so she got these two bosses that are constantly giving her shit and kind of putting her down and giving her extra work when no one else is getting it because she's kind of a doormat. But it's kind of, I think it's kind of made better for her because she at least has two friends in the office who kind of can commiserate with. Cause she's got Fenico, who's this fennec fox, who's very strange because she's like almost robotic for a first couple of episodes, and like kind of creepy because she like stalks people's social medias to like learn stuff about them, and like I don't know.
That's the best part about her character, though, because you find out that the deer or the antelope that she doesn't like is fucking with her through social media and doing that stuff on purpose to piss her off. That's why every character has like their own thing, and I think it's great.
Yeah.
Even the hippo at the end, they said she was like a spy that got arrested.
For espionage. Yeah. That was like so out of nowhere, and I just thought it was so funny. She's like going, it's like, why there's like this, I think like the last episode, he's just going on about why they're down a few people because like their other friend Haida, who's like a hyena and also kind of like secretly in love with Retsuko. He's like, he slipped and fell and caught pneumonia out in the rain, and then the Komodo dragon boss like broke her wrist trying to open a jar, and then just like out of nowhere the hippo got arrested for espionage.
Yeah.
It's like, where the fuck did that come from?
I was wondering what was in the jar, but I think it was just beef jerky.
Yeah, it was like, I thought it was like jerky or cookies or something like that. It was like these little black square things.
Yeah, but they had sesame seeds on them.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
Japanese food's weird.
I figure since she's a kimono dragon, she eats meat, and that's kind of the thing.
That makes sense.
The only thing that I'm kind of disappointed is they have over 100 episodes, but they're little shorts, and I'm not sure if they got translated or not, but I didn't sit down and watch because there's even more Office people that weren't shown in this series. Because I think they showed an Axolotl.
Yeah, I saw them in the back. I saw one of those in the background of a shot once.
But I think that one has its own like little mini-sode and stuff like that.
Well, I mean, I think because the shorts became so popular, they're like, okay, we can make this into like a longer narrative. So if they keep making more episodes of this, I'm sure you're gonna get to see more of those extra characters. Because I think for as many characters they introduce in this, like main reoccurring characters, I think they introduced just enough to, because obviously you've got the bosses and you've got the main three office workers, but you also got her, the higher class females that she goes to karaoke and yoga with. You introduce them. And that's basically the main cast right there. So you've got enough to build a believable, office hierarchy and such, but not so much that you're going to get lost in the characters, because you're just enough to, you can find one that you like, but you're not going to be overwhelmed with how many people you have to remember.
The only thing I didn't really care for is it was like her best friend was a cat.
Yeah.
And then it just like disappeared. They didn't talk about her for the rest of the series.
Yeah, because one of the first big, arcs that kind of starts in this season is that in like the second episode, Retsuko's has a friend that comes back into town, and basically says, "Hey, I have this idea to start up a new business," and Retsuko sees it as a way to maybe get out of her crappy office job, and rumor gets around that she might be quitting her job, so her boss starts giving her shit for it. But only to find that, hey, that business proposition isn't all that she believed it was going to be, and it wouldn't be a viable way to make a living, so she has to like kind of accept that she's kind of stuck at that job again. And yeah, pretty much after that, they make peace with that, hey, we're not going to go into business together. Yeah, you never see that character again.
Yeah, I didn't like that too much, but it was still fun.
Yeah, but it kind of sets up the whole dynamic between her and her boss for the rest of the season, because basically, after they kind of get wind of that, her boss basically says, "Hey, your days are numbered here," and really starts treating her like shit even more, because he's like, "Well, if you're just gonna quit, why do you keep showing up?" Which honestly, I can relate with that. It's like going to a job you hate so much, but you have to keep going because it's the only way you're gonna make a living, no matter how much you wish you could quit. I think anyone who's worked a shitty job could relate to that.
It's basically any job.
Yeah,
I don't ever want to go to my work, and it's an okay job.
Well, not everybody hates their job, but I'm sure a lot of people hate their job.
The thing is, jobs are something that you do, and careers are more what you want to do.
Yeah, and
so
I think
mostly jobs are a shitty place to be.
And I think that's even what they kind of say in the show is like, it's like, why does she keep showing up to this job? Because like, it's just what you do.
Yeah.
She doesn't hate her job. She doesn't hate her job, but she doesn't like her job. So it's like, it's just a thing you do.
I'd say she hates it. She's fucking miserable.
I think
she has to overwork.
I think she's more frustrated with her superiors rather than the work that she does.
She's got piles of shit. I assume she doesn't like it.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't mind my job that I have right now, but when there's a work overload, then yeah, I get frustrated with it. It's not the work that I hate, it's just the amount of work I hate, or the boss is getting on my ass about stuff.
I see. Well, I liked every character in this. I even liked the boss. The boss has a nice little redemption arc, and then she fucks it up, and then it gets even worse than what it was, and then it slightly gets better.
Yeah, I do think that was nice, rather than playing up, because the one Komodo boss dragon, I don't think really ever gets a redemption, but the main boss, I think his name's Tone, yeah, they do kind of have a back and forth throughout the season, because obviously, he treats her like shit because he thinks she's gonna just leave. But then they have the big office party and they all go drinking and they basically have a karaoke battle.
Yeah.
But then everyone's too drunk the next day to remember any of it. But yeah, they kind of have a back and forth, and by the end of the season, like the last few minutes, he kind of has a little thing where it's like, yeah, she may not be the best worker and maybe they don't really like each other, but he is her boss and he's kind of there for her a little bit and gives her a little bit of, roundabout advice.
I did. I liked everything about it. She fucked up and said something, and he realized it was her that told on him.
Yeah, because she makes friends with those two upper level employees, and like one of them kind of like tells the CEO of the company like, hey, this one guy is really giving shit to she says the female employees, but obviously she's trying to do it for her friend, for Retsuko. And he catches wind that she was the one that got him in trouble. So obviously he doesn't take that very well.
And her friends were fun too. I really like the gorilla gory.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really funny the way that because obviously a big part of Retsuko's personality is that the way she kind of vents her frustration is just like singing death metal at karaoke or in the bathroom, I guess. She like carries a microphone with her everywhere. But it's funny how she like she's so closeted about it, like doesn't want anybody to know, but how she ends up revealing it to her different friends over time. Because I mean the first one she shows it to is Gori, and I think Washimi is the bird.
I believe so.
Yeah, they all start like Retsuko starts going to yoga because in her mind she's like, okay, I need to get a good body so I can get me a man so I can quit my job so I can just basically stay home and be a housewife, which that sounds like a fulfilling life.
It was because the antelope said that she was chubby.
Yeah.
She had fat baby arms.
Right. So she goes to yoga, and it turns out these two upper level women who she just sees strutting around the office all the time and thinks they're so cool, and that they're like so above her that she would never be able to talk to them, but they all become friends because they all go to the same yoga class. And then just one night after class, they're like, oh, hey, we should go to karaoke. She's like, no, but by the end of it, she's like, fuck it, and just starts singing her death metal in front of them, and they think it's rad. So
now they wanted to go to dinner once, and then she apologized, and then they were going and saw that they were going to go to dinner, and then they passed by the karaoke place.
Right.
I don't know. Yeah. I love it. I've seen everybody compare it to Zootopia, but it feels more like Animal Crossing to me than Zootopia.
Yeah, Zootopia is, I don't know, because for basically this is very much a human world with just replaced with animals. There's nothing like, because Zootopia, they built that world where it's like, oh, this has to accommodate the animals, from their regular environments, but this is just like regular human stuff, regular human environment with just animals in it. But I can see the Animal Crossing comparison because like this does feel very light, very easygoing kind of storytelling. How Animal Crossing is very light and breezy.
Yeah.
And so by the end of the season, or towards the end of the season, she does kind of fall in love with this guy, and it is very kind of random and kind of awkward, but I think that it has a fun little arc that gets resolved by the end of the season. It was just so random, and I thought it was kind of like, of all the guys that they had to have her go out with, why does it have to be another another red panda? Because the one guy that's like secretly crushing on her is a hyena.
I think it's one of those things where it's like the person you think is perfect for you may not be
right
the person that
yeah, and like her whole basis for liking this other fox guy is because or panda guy is that she gets drunk at a singles event, and he's the one that like gives her a napkin to clean herself up with. So apparently that translates into he's an amazing guy.
Well, she was blinded with love was the thing.
Yeah, and it takes her a couple episodes to like kind of realize like, oh, I hate being with this guy because he's really spacey.
Selfish.
He's kind of selfish, like inadvertently selfish. He's just kind of like not in his own head most of the time. He just stares off into space a lot of the time, doesn't talk.
Well, they call him the Space Cadet.
Yeah, he's the Space Cadet.
Which, It was funny because I went grocery shopping today, and if you've noticed, Snickers has like really dumb labels now where it doesn't even say Snickers, it says stuff.
Oh
It
yeah.
says like Grumpy, whatever.
Right.
One of them actually said Space Cadet, and I was like, is that really a thing?
Oh, yeah.
I've never heard that phrase before
Really?
outside of that.
Oh yeah, that's totally a thing.
No, I've never heard that. So that was fucking. That was out of left field for me.
That's pretty funny. But yeah, so, and I'm not so sure how they don't really say at the end of the season because, obviously she kind of has to come to terms with herself where she's like, oh, this guy I'm with is like kind of a dick, and like she's not in love with him like she thinks she is. But does the hyena guy actually come out and say that he likes her, or is he kind of just like roundabouting it? Because they kind of cut away before he actually says anything.
That's the thing, is when I think he's kind of trying to tell her, and then it just like zooms out.
Right.
And I think they end up together at the end.
So I guess we'll have to wait till next season to see if that happens or not.
I kind of want to see him more outside of work, because I think the last episode was the only time he was in actual clothing.
Yeah, I thought that would, yeah.
I would like to see that a bit more.
Yeah, because you see, obviously this show doesn't have too many locations. Either at the office, they go to a bar once or twice, and then they go to the karaoke place.
There was the mall too.
Right. And there's the amusement park.
Oh, that's true.
That's about it.
I think my absolute favorite thing, or at least scene, is when she's shopping at the mall.
Oh my god.
The little alpaca girl's just bothering the shit out of her.
That little that scene where there's like the store attendant just follows you around, and then they have the audacity to like try to push a rewards card on you to like, oh my god. That is literally the reason I hate going shopping. Is I don't like to be bothered when shopping. Like I don't know if I've told you this story, Kyle, but a couple of years ago, Mel and I, like, just because we were walking by and we decided we wanted to go look, just went into a furniture store to look at some stuff, and this salesperson literally followed us around and was giving us like information on anything we stared at for any more than 5 seconds.
That's like the norm, though.
I know. Well, we've never been furniture shopping before, but still, it was very.
They make commission, man.
Well, that's the thing. I get it.
I get it. Like a car person.
I get it, and I hate that because it's like, look, if a salesperson wants me to, like, they get commission from my sale, then, like, come up to me, say hi, do your spiel, and then leave me alone. If I have questions, I will come find you. It's okay. I hate, even, like, when I go to, like, Walmart or anything, it's like, I hate when people ask me if I need something. It's like, I will come ask you if I need something.
Now, I don't know if this is just a California thing or if it's an all Walmart thing, but the reason why I hate going to Walmart is because I get followed a lot by their what is it, loss prevention people.
Because you look like a hoodlum.
Well, they always dress in normal clothing, but they're so fucking obvious. I don't like that. They're the only store that have people follow you and they watch you like hawks, and I don't like that.
Hey, man.
I can deal with the people bothering me for a sale. That's fine.
Ugh. And then what I can't stand is the people who want me to get a rewards card, especially when it's a credit card. It's like, man, my credit's bad enough as it is. Don't give me another thing to ruin it.
Yeah.
But anyway, this show is adorable.
It really is. I hope they make more.
Yeah. It's got a cute bunch of characters. I obviously, I think Kyle and I both watched the dub, and I think the dub's pretty well done.
It's adorable. The voices are great.
Yeah. The only one I recognized was the guy who plays the hyena. I've heard him in a couple of other things, but everyone else
what is he in?
His name's Ben Diskin. He was on Young Justice for an episode. I think he was number 1 on Kids Next Door. He's done a bunch of animation work over the years. So he was the only one I recognized.
Huh. Oh shit. Says he was in Arnold too. I wonder what he was.
I don't know. But yeah. So if you've got a couple hours to kill and, like chill slice of life kind of stories, then yeah, give this one a look, because it's cute and it's chill, and
it's not even long. It's like 15
they're
15-minute episodes.
Yeah, 10-15 minute episodes. You can knock this out in a couple hours. And especially if you've ever worked a shitty job with shitty bosses and stuff. I mean, obviously there's you can relate to that. And anytime they cut to Retsuko doing her death metal thing is always good for a laugh.
Yeah.
Just that face they may give her.
Well, the two things, I guess they kind of connect into each other. I was in LA the other couple of weeks ago, I think, and they have this Sanrio store in Little Tokyo, and they had like her whole office set up in that store.
Oh yeah.
And I thought that was cool because it's something. I'm sure they don't do it in every location, so that was pretty cool. They had her office set up, and there's a bunch of post-it notes and piles of paperwork, and I think coffee cans and all this stuff.
Yeah.
So a lot of dumb references, and then on the opposite side there was like a little karaoke bar, and it had like pictures of the characters. You could take pictures with cardboard standouts.
That's fun.
I just thought that was so cool. And I think this was before I watched the show, so I didn't get any references or anything to it.
Well, I mean, I guess it's kind of nice to kind of look back on it and get the references now.
Yeah, it would be nice to go back and see what's up. But the only thing I was kind of sad about, because I saw the merch, and I wouldn't mind getting a hoodie or anything, but it's like, they have these hoodies, they're all black, and then the character is about the size of a fucking quarter on it. And it's just like, what's the point? Like, that's all there is on there. You might as well just buy a blank hoodie at that point. And my girlfriend brought it up. She was like, oh, look at this sweater I found from like one of the shitty t-shirt websites, and they had this really cool one. It was her, and it had her logo. I think her logo is supposed to look like the metal horns.
Maybe.
If you haven't noticed that. Yeah, her logo makes like the little metal horns that people do with their hands.
That's fun.
But it was just her head, and it's just like the normal cutesy one of her head, and then it has glow-in-the-dark ink on it. So when you turn off the lights, it's her metal face screaming. And I thought that was so cool. Why couldn't it be like an official thing?
Right.
It's kind of disappointing.
I don't know, man. Sometimes the fan stuff is just cooler than the official merch, so.
Sometimes, not most of the times though.
Yeah.
But I think it's cool. I remember when they were marketing it, they were just like, "Oh, it's like Hello Kitty, but she drinks beer." And
they're swears.
That's cool, but yeah, I mean that's cool, but it's not really what it's all about. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Like, it's definitely,
it's a bit more than that.
Right. It's got an actual plot, and the characters have different motivations and stuff. So I think it's not like super deep, but I think it's a lot deeper than like a casual glance would lead you to believe.
Yeah.
But no, it's a cute little workplace comedy, I guess. Yeah.
I'd highly recommend it for anybody.
I think you'd have a fun time watching this. And it's cute. It's fun to watch the characters and their ups and downs, and having to deal with dumb social situations and all that good stuff. So it's a good time. I think you guys would like it. Yeah.
That's all we got.
Yeah. We never know how to end these shows. 3 years of this shit. But yeah, so thanks guys for listening. I hope you enjoyed our review, and let us know what you think of the show if you've watched it, and or maybe we swayed you to watching it even though we spoiled every major plot point. That's just what we do here. So yeah, we will be back again next week with a brand new episode, but until then, we'll catch you all later.
See ya.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Ink and Paint Club podcast. Be sure to subscribe to the channel so you can catch a new episode every week. Also be sure to follow us on our Facebook and Twitter so you can keep up with the show. Links are in the description. We'll see you next week.